head out to College Station, Texas right now, where we'll check in with the 2019 SEC Softball Coach of the Year. That, of course, being Patrick Murphy, the skipper of the 2019 SEC regular season champions. You've got 6 different players from Alabama honored by the SEC on the all-conference teams here in the last day or so. How does all that sound to you, Murph?
Oh, it sounds pretty good. You know, I told the team, good morning, by the way. I told the
good
team
morning.
Last night when we got on the bus, and Nathan Sheehan, our SID, you know, I liked him to announce everything before it gets out on social media so they can hear it from him first. But, you know, there's a video that the Dallas Cowboys put together a long time ago, but it's the basic premise is it doesn't happen by accident. And all the things that you go through and the victories and the losses and whatever happens to you, it's just not by chance. It's not by accident. So, you know, all those awards is a byproduct of a team's success. And then obviously this sport starts in the circle. And, you know, to have 2 first-team all-conference pitchers, that hasn't happened in a long time. I don't think it's ever happened for us, by the way. When we had Jackie Traina and Kelsey Dunn, Jackie hit, so she was always the DP, and Kelsey was a pitcher because she never, or was listed as a pitcher because she didn't hit. So, but to have the freshman of the year as a pitcher and the pitcher of the year is pretty cool, and all the credit goes to those kids and Stephanie Prothro, who did just a hell of a job with our pitching staff this year. So it's just been a fun ride. You know, we're at the Diamond now. We're watching the first game, and State is beating A&M 3-1 in the top of the 6th with no outs. So I'm going to give you a little update, but you know, it's supposed to rain a lot here. So they've got a heck of a good field crew, and but the weather just doesn't look very good.
Yeah, I'm watching that A&M Mississippi State game right now on SEC Network. By the way, they just did a live cutaway to your team in the bleachers, so tell Reagan Dykes she just got a little bit of airtime. And speaking of Reagan Dykes, we talked about it. You had 6 players receive all SEC recognition, but I guess what makes teams great is when you have players like Reagan Dykes, the outstanding catcher. You have players like Kaylee Tao, who produce at all SEC sort of levels and don't get that recognition. But
I know.
Talk about that a little bit, how you know it goes beyond just those that we saw on those teams yesterday.
I know it does, and you know and there's just so many kids that get named. You know, you can't have everybody, and Tao this year, she was in an unfortunate situation where she got hurt against Mississippi State early in the season, and so she didn't play first base hardly at all after that in the league. So her minimums didn't meet the requirements to be an infielder. So she had to go to the DP utility role, and there was 3 kids that were legit from Florida, LSU, and I don't remember the other one, but those 3 made it in front of her. So she was kind of like the odd person out. And then Reagan, I really thought she was the best defensive catcher in the league. And, you know, it takes either the coach or an SID to sit next to the coach when you vote, because you've seen this before and you've probably done it media-wise. There is a ton of information that you either have to find or go through to make the correct decision. And if you don't spend the time and go through it, you're just kind of looking at the first glance. And, you know, I guess I'm not saying that that's what happened, but to me, she was the best defensive catcher in the league this year. So, but there's a lot of good kids in our conference, and, you know, hopefully both of them will use it as, you know, fuel to the fire. I wish you could have seen BP this morning, but Tao was hitting it over the scoreboard of their old facility, which is just down the block from here. It's kind of cool that they did that. They knew they were hosting the tournament, so they didn't get rid of their old facility. It's being used as the practice field now. So it's not very often that you get to take BP at a tournament on a Division I, you know, the old facility of the school. So,
right.
But she was hitting really well.
Yeah, that can actually end up being a benefit for you as a coach, right? When you have an all SEC caliber player, maybe not get that honor, and not that it's all about that. We understand it's the team dynamic first and foremost. But you said it about
Definitely.
Dykes. Reagan Dykes threw out 8 of 12 would-be base stealers this year. So it's not just that she threw people out; it's that people didn't really try to run on her all that much, right, Murph?
That's what our coaching staff said. The same thing. You know, it might not look too gaudy or whatever, but it was because nobody ran on her. You know, I mean, you did, and that's when you have to look, you know, and kind of study the stats. But it's okay. She's going to get a big fat ring at a football game next fall, so she's okay with it.
Yeah, I would think so. Hey, Murph, you played 53 games. Coached this team for 53 games before you went out to LSU for that deciding series. And even after 53 games, did you still learn something maybe new about your team in that series at LSU, or was it just sort of affirmation of things that you felt like you already understood about?
Well, one of the coolest things about on Sunday, you know, we clinched it Saturday night. The goal going in was to get Sarah to about the 5th or 6th inning. And if we had a lead and it looked like she might need some help, Montana was going to come in and finish it. And then both of them were going to be done for the weekend. Well, it worked out perfect. I think Sarah gave up the home run on the 6th. And I said, Montana, let's go. And went out there and said, hey, 6 outs, 6 hitters. That's it. Let's finish this off. And she did that. She went 6 for 6. Well, Sunday, you know, I told them Saturday night that Crystal was going to start. I gave a couple other people opportunities. And what was really cool was, you know, Taylor Clark, she got an RBI single, played good third base. Caroline Hardy got a hit. Crystal throws one of her best games of the year. And you know, I don't want to say that it didn't matter because, you know, we clinched before, because a win is a win. You know, we want to win every time. But to have them do what they did was pretty special. And that was probably one of my favorite parts of the whole season, is watching Crystal just deal on Sunday and really just go at it and compete, just because, you know, that's the right thing to do, and she loves to do it, and she just pitched a great game.
And hit the magic 50 win mark in the process for the season. Hey, Murph, it's a single elimination format out there. Single elimination versus double elimination, how does that impact how you go about the pitching rotation for an event like this, or does it change anything at all?
No, not really. I think the only thing that's different, and I was talking to another media person the other day, and at the end of the year, really the only thing different I do is, you know, especially in the single elimination situation, is I get at least 3 pitchers ready. So it's not like it's just you. It's like Murphy, Travis, and whoever. And I tell the 3 that I assign, if I say to you, Travis, are you good to go? Your answer better be yes, sir. Not, I need to go throw some, because it could be a 911 situation. So really, that's the only difference. And then, you're, again, in a perfect scenario, a perfect world at this tournament is, you know, obviously we win the 3 games, but we get 3 different starts from 3 different pitchers. And then a lot of people get different at-bats. So that would be the best scenario for us. Regardless of who you play, it's going to benefit you and your RPI, because everybody's a good team here. So it you know, obviously it's the toughest 13-team tournament going on right now. So anybody you play is going to help you.
Now, Murph, you guys have stayed out on the road, right? I got to think that's been been a good time given the events of the last week or so.
Oh, well, we went to the Habits compound in rural Crowley, Louisiana, and they boiled 375 pounds of crawfish.
Wow! And
we probably ate 350. Had a great time. All of Allie Habits' family, friends. We probably had 150 people. Played Zydeco and ate a bunch of crawfish, and then we bused to Lake Charles, stayed overnight there. We spent half the day at an outdoor mall in the Woodlands, Texas, right outside of Houston. and then drove the rest of the way Monday night to College Station. So, and we've been here since then.
Yeah, it's like Vacation, the movie with the Alabama softball team.
Sorry?
It's like Vacation, the movie, with the Alabama softball team.
Yes, exactly. And
Holiday Road. Hey, Murph, we got to run, but great. Best of luck out there, okay? And we look forward to catching up with you next week.
Yeah, thanks for everything all season.